Some marriages today end in divorce, and the impact can be devastating not just on the couple, but on their children.
But there is hope. Stay with us as we talk with a licensed counselor and minister about how to navigate these difficult waters.
Welcome to this edition of Living a Godly Marriage. In this episode, we are going to continue our great discussion with
Dr. Marva, who is a licensed counselor and minister,
and
and
your dear
my dear niece, of course. I better not say favorite, I'll get in real trouble. My dear niece.
Yes. And my name is Melvin Greene, and I'm your host.
And again, my name is Voncille Greene. I'm your co-host.
Yes. And we've been talking about divorce. We recognize that divorce is not what God had in mind, right. But the reality is it happens a lot.
And it can be devastating.
It can be devastating, not just for the husband and wife, but also for their children. Definitely. But what came out in the first part of our interview, and we really encourage you to watch that. In fact, let me just mention also the book. So Dr. Jones is also an author. Right.
You might want to put that book up again so we can see it.
I will do that.
Right, the dance. I love the title. Now, how did you about the title?
So the title came about because whenever you're co-parenting, you need to be in sync with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents were amazing dancers. So they would go out to cabarets and they would win dance contests.
Yes.
And so when I was thinking about the title of the book, I said, that's them, the dance. Mm-hmm. They knew how to be in sync with one another so that they could co-parent effectively.
Oh, that's great.
That's great. So let's suppose a couple comes to you and they say they want to co-parent and be in sync. What do you tell them? What's the process? How does that happen?
First of all, I asked them, have they done any individual therapy?
Mm.
Have you worked through your feelings as it pertains to your marriage ending? Mm-hmm. And I asked them key questions. Are you ready to see your ex-spouse and father or mother of your children with someone else?
Oh,
wow. Yeah.
That's a big,
yes.
What will that feel like for you?
Mm-hmm. And how do they often respond to that?
Some of them say, I had never thought about it before.
Oh, yes.
Right.
They just knew in that moment, whatever had happened, that they wanted to exit.
Oh, wow.
The marriage.
Right.
One of the best things that I can tell you that has happened in my practice here recently is that I was working with people to co-parent and they reconciled.
Oh, wonderful.
And
wow.
That was the most amazing thing.
Wonderful.
So practice became ministry.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And that's part of her background as well. We forgot to mention that important part. Yes, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yes.
So that was one of the better outcomes, right?
Right. Now with a typical couple, are they both willing to really become in sync, or is there a lot of working through one or both partners?
There are some people who come in who are ready to do just that.
Mhm.
They're ready to be able to get along, leave back all of the, behind all of the animosity and really focus on their children.
Mhm.
But then there
Right.
are some, they're not ready for it at all.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that is when it becomes really detrimental to the children
Yes.
because they are put in the middle
Mhm.
of the
Right.
battle.
Yeah. Yeah. And when they're in the middle, how does that impact
Causes a
them?
lot of stress on them.
A lot of anxiety, a
Mm,
lot of depression, a lot of feelings of abandonment, neglect. And the reason I say that is because the parents are so busy fighting with each other, they don't have time to parent. They're not parenting. They're
mm.
giving them the bare necessities, but they're not present.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Children feeling guilty that they caused the divorce.
Sometimes, was this about me?
Mhm.
Mm. Yes.
There are
Yeah.
some times that that really does happen. Yes, absolutely.
Especially if their friends are feeling that way or telling them that, you caused this or you were a part of this. I mean,
Absolutely.
wow.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
so now you have this child and all ages, of course, right?
Hmm.
Where now they're looking for a place of acceptance. And this is where it can be really dangerous
Yes.
Wow.
because now they could be drawn to people that they have no business being around.
Mm. Just to be accepted. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when fathers are not as present as they should be, their children can become prey for a
Mm.
lot of
Wow.
different things.
Yeah, they're emotionally vulnerable. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So let's talk more about the because I think, people need to really hear about this. What are some of the short and long-term effects children experience after their parents' divorce?
I think initially where you see it showing up might be their school performance.
Yes.
Mm,
The very only time that I didn't make honor roll was the fall quarter when my parents were going through their divorce.
yeah,
Now, I
yeah,
quickly picked up and got it together, but I just couldn't focus.
yeah, yeah.
So it can show up in school performance. It can show up in behaviors. Maybe now, a child is being rebellious. Usually that's with boys. They might be very rebellious.
Mm,
So they have conduct disorders. They might be skipping school. They just become very distant at times. And
hmm.
then the girls are searching, right? Dad's not in the house. So, you know, what guy can pay attention to me if
Mm.
Mm,
dad isn't paying
Uh,
attention to me,
yeah.
right? So they can become provocative,
yes. Yeah.
attention seeking,
Hmm.
those kinds of behaviors.
Right. And what are some of the long-term effects that can happen? Again, parents really need to understand this,
Yes.
Trust issues,
Mhm.
Yes.
abandonment issues. So
Hmm.
now they're 25, 30, 35, and considering getting married themselves, but have no idea how to fully trust anybody.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
So if
Right.
parents aren't fully there for children,
Right.
and they're the two people that should be there,
Yes.
why would
Right.
anybody else be there? Is the
Right.
question.
Right.
So the
Wow.
very thing that they might want the most, they
Hmm.
push that away.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's interesting how many times the first year of marriage, there's so much conflict as the couple adjust and get to know each other. And so imagine if divorce was part of your personal history
Mhm.
and this conflict comes up. It's easy to think, is this person going to leave me? Is the marriage going to be over? See, that's why I raised the question about the long-term benefit.
Mhm.
And that's something parents need to understand as well before or while they consider getting a divorce. It's
Yeah,
not just the immediate impact on kids, but it could be long term as well.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and let me ask you this, in your counseling, do you talk to parents about how long, what advice would you give them about dating again after a divorce or separation from the husband or wife?
That can vary from one situation to the next.
Yes.
Hmm.
You may have people who are in a long-term marriage, but the marriage has been over for 5 years.
Yeah, they just been roommates. Yeah.
That's it.
Mhm.
And so when the ink is dry, they're ready. But
Yeah.
the issue becomes, though, if they have children
Yes.
in the household.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Children do not need to meet every person
Mm.
that someone finds cute, attractive, interesting. They don't need to meet anybody until there is a decision that this is going to be a long-term commitment.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
And
That's
part of that is you can't have everybody around your children.
right.
Yeah. That's
You're
true.
getting to know them.
Mhm.
Don't
Mm.
expose your children to them yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if I was dating someone, can I mention that I have kids without? I mean, I don't necessarily want that the person I'm dating to meet the children, but should I talk about them?
Absolutely. That is a really in my opinion, a first date conversation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I am a father, I am a mother, I am very involved in the lives of my children. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also very protective of them.
That's good.
And
Right. Good. Good.
I don't want you to be hurt that it's going to be a long time, if ever, depending on how our relationship goes, if I
Mhm.
introduce you to these children, because meeting someone's children is a privilege.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And also, once that's mentioned, you can observe how they respond to that.
That's good.
Absolutely.
That's really
Hmm.
good.
I mean, it's
Absolutely.
possible that could be the only date you have with them.
It might be.
Right. Because another factor comes to mind. What about the age? So I'm 40 something and you're telling me you have a 5 or 10-year-old kid. Uh,
And that happens.
you might, from my respond, you could, the way I react, not respond, you could tell, no, he's not ready.
Or
No.
she's not ready.
Or she's not ready. That's true.
That's correct.
That's
Uh,
really, really true.
Yes.
Wow.
The other
So,
thing, and I want to
how
say,
long should, I'm sorry.
I want to say this before we move on from that point as far as introducing people to the children. And I bring this up because this is something that I see in my office a lot, and it has to do with trauma.
Yes.
There are situations where children have gone to their parent to report that a stepfather, stepmother, whatever the case may be, has abused them in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And the parent either not believing or wanting to be in a relationship so bad that they just blew it off.
Mm.
Mm.
If someone is hurting your child, they are hurting you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Please listen to your children so that they can be supported and not sitting somewhere at the age of 35, 40, trying to pull back the layers of childhood abuse that
Mm.
has never been addressed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the people that were supposed to be there to protect me didn't even believe me.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow.
Do you see a lot of that in your practice?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of trauma.
Yeah. I mean, it's analogous to, having a shootout on the street and the kids are just caught right there in the middle of it. All kinds of collateral
Mhm.
damage. Uh,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. And wow, that's really something. So blended families. My dear wife, when we got married, I had 3 children, and yet when I got married, after my wife passed, um, two other, I had 2 bonus children. I had one daughter that had no problem adjusting to me. I mean, it was amazing. But the other daughter, like you mentioned, had issues with her father, and so she was very kind of standoffish. And yeah, but as you mentioned, we went to get help.
Yeah.
We went to counseling about that and worked through that. So when a couple's having problems, again, sometimes in our community we feel like, counseling. I'll speak. Men will say, what, I need to talk to somebody else. I can handle my own problems. Well, if you could handle your problems, it wouldn't be such a big problem. But there's a stigma about going to counseling.
Yes.
And so address that. Why should I go to counseling?
You should go to counseling because you haven't worked through some of the issues that are causing you problems in your current relationships.
Yeah. And the reality
And
is,
you'll
it can
continue
only get worse.
yes, and you'll continue to pass down all of these negative things and incorrect things that you've been doing in your relationships to your children and grandchildren. If you don't learn how to handle conflict appropriately, that's going to be an issue because that's a learned behavior.
Right, right. Wow.
When you make me angry, I throw things at you.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. 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 We saw an actress in the news where that became an issue recently from years ago.
Sure.
And her friend at the time had a video, and I mean, she was throwing chairs, and I said, "Oh my gosh, yeah, that's kind of hard to defend that kind of behavior."
Yes. Learned behavior.
Yes,
So
learn.
if someone hasn't learned how to express how they feel,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
especially if something upsets them. So we talk about anger. Oh, I'm angry with you.
Mhm.
But the reality of it is that's the emotion that we show.
Mm-hmm.
But we're angry. Why? Because you hurt me, because you disappointed me.
Right. Right.
And if I say I'm hurt by you, now I'm vulnerable.
Right.
I don't want to be vulnerable. So here's this anger for you.
Okay.
I have another question for you. In my first marriage, my husband had 2 young girls who he wanted to have a sleepover, and they came over. They wanted to watch a TV program that I knew at their age it wasn't appropriate for them. So I would not allow them to watch it. Of course, they were upset with me even more. But so, what would you recommend if one parent allows children to watch certain programs that are
Mm-hmm.
not age appropriate? Let me put it that way.
Right. And that is a problem. I think what happens a lot of times when it's I don't even like this term, but non-custodial parent.
Right.
That parent typically is the fun parent,
Right.
right? They are working with limited time, and so they want to make sure those kids want to keep coming back.
Right.
So let's be fun. So they want to watch this, I'll let them watch that. But we can't do that. That's why the co-parenting is so important. That's why both of the parents need to talk about what's appropriate and what is inappropriate and
Mm-hmm.
following the same rules. And it's not, people get upset, well, I'm not going to let them dictate what I do in my house. This is my house.
Right.
You have
Mm-hmm.
children together. Do you want them confused?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Because if you're not being consistent with how you're parenting, they're going to be confused.
right.
Wow.
So in my situation, I just want to say that I did not allow them to watch the movie they wanted to watch. It's not
Good.
age appropriate.
Good.
But I found out later their mother called my husband, and she said that they were very pleased with me because I
Mhm.
would surprise me. They told her she wouldn't let us watch this movie because she said it wasn't age appropriate, but they were pleased with that I made that decision for
Right.
them, and she was pleased with it.
That's what I was going to say. She probably was too.
Yes.
Not only that, what happened the next time she visited, you were telling me.
Oh, when she crawled into bed with me? Is that
Yeah,
what
she
you're
came running over to you.
Yes. So when I met their mother, this is what you're talking for the first time. Um, and they come in, and the youngest one just runs over to me, jumps up on me on my lap, and curls up in my arms. And her mother said she's never ever done that to me, but she didn't say it. She was okay with it. She wasn't
Right.
angry about it. She was just expressing she's never done that to me.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
she knew that they talked about me in a positive way for the most
Right.
Mhm.
part.
Mhm.
So she knew that I was not mistreating her children.
Yes. So let's talk about those types of relationships. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a healthy way of blending families
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
where you can have a good conversation with the other parent when you're the step parent. And
Mm-hmm.
and and that should be how it works. But in a lot of homes, what happens is that when the children are with the father, he's saying everything negative about the mom,
Right.
Oh,
everything negative about women in general. And then when they're with the mom, she's saying everything negative about the dad and everything negative about men in general.
right.
And so
Right.
we have to be careful, parents have to be careful of the kinds of conversations they have with their children
Right.
and in
Mm.
front of their children. So if you
Yes.
have a few of your girlfriends over and you have a couple of sons, they're 5 and 3, and you're sitting there bashing men, don't get upset when they decide they don't want to grow up to be with what you hate.
Mhm.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. And they're dating and
Yes,
dressing like they're 10, 15 years younger. And see, that's where one aspect of parenting is not what's taught, it's what's caught,
Not.
what they
Mhm.
see,
Yes,
the behavior they see. And it doesn't, they don't always verbalize that they're picking that up, but
that's
they'll
right.
imitate it.
Right,
Yes, yes.
absolutely. One of
And
the things I do want to share too about blended families, let's say that they were married, they had a couple children, they got a divorce, they divorced rather young, they both remarry and have more children.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So now, and it's more challenging when there's a one child. So I'll say they had one child together.
Hmm.
So now they're at their mother's house. She's remarried. They have 2 or 3 more children together. This child now doesn't feel like they belong in that household.
Right.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't
Then
that?
they go to their father's house. He's remarried and they have a couple more children.
Mhm.
And now
Mm.
they don't feel like they belong in that house.
Household.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And the problem is people that are divorced, they date, they remarry.
Hmm.
That's a fact. But it's the how you do it.
Right.
And that's
Right.
the piece that's missing is that most of the time, no one is checking in on that oldest child,
Right.
Hmm.
Mhm.
right? But she is the only one shared with this mom and dad,
Mhm.
Hmm.
or he, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so they're trying to figure out, where do I belong in all of this?
Yes.
Right.
When we are out together as a family, regardless of which family you're with, and I'm not looking like anyone,
Mhm.
Mm. Right.
but other people are stopping and talking about your other, oh, he or she looks just like you.
Right.
Mm,
Wow, that's difficult.
right.
Yes, it is. So having conversations with the children to check in on them. How are you doing?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And for,
go
okay.
ahead.
Then I was going to say the other thing for step parents to remember this because it will go a long way if you do. You cannot discipline who you have never shown love to.
Wow.
Right.
Some
Right.
people come in, they're going to say, and I'll say this happens a lot with men more often, they're going to set the house in order.
Mm,
These kids been acting up. I've been hearing all about you kids acting up. I'm going to set this house in order.
mm-hmm.
But you never showed them love.
Oh,
Mm,
wow.
right. Right. That is so true.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of blended family, wanted to share an issue that we had. I know when we first got married, we had two of the kids were at home, and their expectation was their new mom was going to cater to their independent menus and
Okay.
prepare different meals.
Well, 3 meals for him, for them. We would eat the same thing, of course.
Right.
And so
But we also had challenges with the home chores, the household chores, and so we had a family meeting.
yes, we did.
Awesome.
And the youngest one, I mean, I was floored. I had no idea this was what thinking about. So when you mentioned about have a conversation, really talk with the kids.
Yeah.
So what did the youngest one say?
Oh, well, there are a couple of things she said
Uh-huh.
that came up during that conversation.
Right.
One was about the dog. I had an allergy. I was allergic to the dog. And I was told, well, the dog was here first.
Oh,
I was floored. I mean, you know, and look, this was the same two daughters that after their mother had passed, and it was about 3 months, they said, Dad, when are you getting out there dating again? Why don't you join eHarmony and we'll look at the candidates with you.
And he did.
okay.
Wow, so it's interesting.
Yes.
But again, we are so proud that you took a positive experience and with your love of family have set up this practice that
Yes.
helps so many other couples.
Yeah.
And
Very important.
we just really appreciate you coming on and talking with us and giving us some great wisdom and advice.
Yes.
So again, we want to thank you. Really, really thank you.
And do you have any closing comments you want to leave with parents out there?
I just want to say, first of all, thank you to the two of you for having me on. And I'm doing seminars now that will be online. And the overarching title is Healing a Nation One Family at a Time.
Oh,
that's great. That's great.
wonderful.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll have the information in the credits or how you can be reached. And again, as we always like to close, living a godly marriage is the best marriage.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Dr.
God bless you. Thank you.
All right.
A lot of things feel out of control these days, so it's time you pick your battles. Skip playing referee in the morning. Skip laundry this week. Skip game limits today. Skip cooking tonight. New realities require new routines, and it's okay to skip some of the old ones. But don't skip your preteens' well visits and recommended and catch-up vaccinations.